Welcome, Aries, to Grounded Oracles. Today is a general timeless read for love. We are going to cover um, self-love. We're going to cover love of friends and family. We're going to cover love if you are looking for a partner, your soulmate as a single. And we're going to cover love relationships if you're in a committed relationship or marriage. So it'll be 4 parts. And again, this is timeless. This is open to anyone with Aries anywhere in their birth chart and whatever resonates with you today. So Spirit, you are truly welcome here. Ask you to show me what we need to know for Aries' best and highest good in the area of love. And we'll start with self-love. What does Aries need to know about self-love? How they treat themselves, how they love themselves. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? To confirm, affirm, in the area of self-love. Okay, Aries, we got 4 cards that hopped out at us. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have the 6 of Wands. Okay. The Ace of Cups. And we have the 4 of Cups. All right. Okay. All right. So, Aries, in the area of self-love, it feels like this is an area for you that you are doing well in, and I'll expand. In the area of your mental thoughts within self-love, you have the Ace of Swords. So this for me is saying, not only have you been invited to think about yourself in a positive light, but I feel like you have been doing that. I feel like you've been holding the sword for a while. Even though the ace is the beginning, I feel like this is something that you have mastered. This is something that you have gained victory over, okay? And you've even moved into this type of love that is almost effervescent at times, bubbly, full of hope, full of promise about what the future is going to bring. And it almost feels like with the 4 of Cups here, I'm seeing the Ace of Cups kind of represented in the upper corner. And even though this beautiful young woman is looking at the 3 cups and not seeing the 4th behind her, I'm feeling like it's a stage that you have moved to and that is up and coming. I feel like in the past, it may have been hard for you to appreciate the things about yourself, maybe things that you feel is a weakness, Aries. Feeling like your emotions might have gotten the better of you, feeling like you haven't perfected or mastered emotional regulation, or that sometimes your emotions have gotten out of hand, maybe even in an excitable way, in a maybe easily worked up way. It's just coming to mind that this is something that you may have struggled with, Aries, with feeling like emotions are not important. Maybe that other people have put too much emphasis on emotions and you haven't really seen it for what it is. And I feel like you have been working on self-awareness in this area, and that this is something where this cup is going to be in front of you. You will see all 4 cups. The Ace of Cups here is brimming over with water. It's brimming over with love of self, love of life, love of opportunity. And I believe this is an invitation that, like I said, that you've accepted. And for those of you that are like, what are you talking about, Tracy? This is an invitation that will soon come. One, to think positively about yourself, healthy mindset, and love for yourself. I believe that your intuition is going to ramp up big time if you are not already aware of this. And this is an area where you will have victory, okay? This is something that is going to be contagious to other people, okay? Like the Six of Wands is about getting honor and respect for victory, for the battle hard won. And there's nothing harder than mastering what you think of yourself, right? In a balanced and healthy way. But with the Six of Wands and the victory that it represents, it's an area that you will, I don't want to say master because we're always a work in progress, but it is an area that you have worked hard in, like the Eight of Pentacles energy. You've really honed your skills. You've really practiced this, and you have been an inspiration to others. And if you haven't seen that, that is something that will come to light, because the Six of Wands is about recognition, right? It's about receiving the light, being not necessarily center of attention, but it is definitely getting the respect and honor you deserve. And that may have been part of the problem, Aries. There may have been some pride in the way, not necessarily for all of you, the pride where it's like, look at me, but more of the, I can't take compliments for this. This is nothing. Why would anyone give me praise for this? Why would anyone say that I am good at doing this? Pride upside down, right? So you can, through withholding or ignoring, which, you know, this again, the four cards can come in a double way here, that it might have been accolades that you weren't ready to receive. But if you are good at something, there is nothing wrong with taking credit, patting yourself on the back. It is hard work. And when you bring into being a role model to children, to colleagues, co-workers, employees, it's even harder because you're in that center of attention. So that can be really hard, but it is something that you should not ignore or turn down. Okay, Aries, that is beautiful. All right. Let's see. Is there anything else Aries needs to know about self-love? So even though you have been invited and some of you have accepted the invitation, it's time to move on to the Two of Cups. It's time to move on to the Two of Swords. It's time to move to the next level. All right. What else does Aries need to know? Okay. All right. And we've got the Hierophant jumping out here. All right. So for some of you, this is going to be an invitation to understand that self-love is a spiritual practice, right? You are a spiritual being, and some of you have not given yourself credit for that, or have not linked it together that you are connected as a spiritual being to all people. Okay. Some of you will be teaching self-love, spiritual love of self and neighbors, loving your neighbor as you do yourself. You will be showing other people through being either a mentor, a teacher, a coach of some kind. Some of you may even, take a course of learning, if you haven't already, in the area of divination or some sort of spiritual teacher, guru, maybe a priest, maybe a representative of your faith, of interfaith practices. That is probably for a select few of you, Aries. Okay. All right. I'm going to move on to love of family, friends, colleagues. What does Aries need to know about loving their neighbor, loving their friends, loving their colleagues? Okay. 9 of Pentacles. All right. It's okay to need other people, Aries. You don't have to do everything alone. I know you were used to being, I think of you and I think of your card as being the Emperor, you know, ruling your world. And you have not done everything in vain. Everything happens for a reason. And even though there are many things that you have to be proud of because you've put in the work, you got where you are by putting in the work, by being open and working hard. You are being called to make sure that you share your love, your heart, your energy with other people. It's okay to build the kingdom with other people. All right, we also have the Knight of Wands. Okay. What else does Aries need to know? The area of loving your neighbor, family, friends. Okay, we have the Star card. Beautiful. What else does Aries need to know? Okay, and we have the Four of Wands. We have a lot of victory cards here. Healing, action. Okay. All right. I'm really feeling here, Aries, that, you know, in line with what we started talking about with needing other people, that there's a matter of putting some things to rest in the past and learning to lean on others, right? I think there's been some broken relationships, some fractured relationships. Maybe it's the way you work, your work approach compared to other people. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes it's hard to see beyond our own comfort zone and meet people where they're at with how they learn, how they operate, their work ethics. Work seems to be coming to mind quite a bit here. Some of these could be partners on a project. And I really get the sense that there is some healing that needs to happen, for some hope for some repaired relationships. Some of you may already be on that path because it's waiting for you to take some action. And this could even be as simple as self-awareness of how you show up for yourself and within relationships, right? Are you critical? Are you overly cautious? Are you reserved? Are you, are you someone who hangs out with your coworkers? Are you someone who calls your friends back? There's something here that you need to become self-aware of how you show up within these relationships, whether working or personal. And that will be the beginning of healing. That will be the beginning of deepening relationships, better partnerships for work, for home. Like if you have a family business, if you have, if you're in business with friends, they're your family. There's something that needs some healing, some attention, so that you can celebrate together. And for some of you, actually extending the invitation to go out and do something fun, to celebrate, will be healing. It's like not just being aware of what you might need to do, but almost stepping backwards and allow yourself to be open, and those relationships will start to heal, mend, and deepen on their own. I think that some people might believe that you don't want to hang out with them, that you don't want to do anything with them. when in fact that might be the actual opposite for you, Aries. Okay. Some of you, by inviting friends, coworkers to go places, there's going to be some new spark of inspiration for new projects, new work ideas, or even just some new hobbies and things that you can do together recreationally. Okay. All right, Spirit, what does Aries need to know for singles love life? Looking for their soulmate, looking for their long-term partner. What does Aries need to know? Their best and highest good. What does Aries need to know? We have the Nine of Cups. We have the Magician. Beautiful. And we have the Emperor. Oh my goodness. Got your card. Okay. Some of you have been, you know, you're born to rule your own world here, Aries. And it's definitely an area that you excel in. And these energies are absolutely beautiful. You know, the traditional meaning for magician, you're manifesting, right? You have all the tools that you need, right? So to me, that's saying you are working on your health. You're working on keeping your looks up to date, keeping yourself well groomed, showing up for yourself, showing up for others. You're open. You're ready to go. Wish fulfillment here. So some of you have been manifesting this for a long time. Some of you even 9 years. Up to 9 years, whether or not you've been single or single on and off. You've been waiting for your partner. Been waiting for the Empress to come around. Doesn't matter, emperor, gender, doesn't matter. You're equal. You're opposite. You're coming together for growth, for beauty, for a common purpose. There's something here about the common good of all. I don't know what that might mean to some of you. For some of you, it's your counterpart has been waiting. It's just been about timing, which it so often is. But sometimes we just don't seem to understand, especially when we feel ready, we look ready, especially when we're hearing from friends and family that, you know, I don't understand why you're still single. Well, beloved, it's because you've been waiting for the right one, right? You've been waiting for someone to show you the love that in which you can also show the love back. This is someone who's going to fill all your cups. Someone who is just going to set off such an awakening, such a deep emotional depth within you that it's going to surprise you. It's going to make you deeply in your feels. It's going to connect with your intuition. It's going to connect with your intellect. And you might be thinking, well, does such a love exist? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I can say that with a surety. I have my soulmate, and I don't say that flippantly. It has taken years. It has taken a lot of heartbreak to get to this point, but it can happen, and it is worth waiting for, and it is beautiful. This soulmate, this person that you are waiting for, has also been waiting for you. It has really been about waiting for the right time, for your paths to cross. I'm not sure if I've ever seen such beautiful cards for a love reading. All right, what else does Aries need to know? What else does Aries need to know? Your partner, your future partner may be in the medical field. Also may be some sort of spiritual teacher, mentor, guru. All right. And we have the Judgment card. My goodness, 3 major arcanas in love. You've heard the calling. Your soulmate, your future lover has heard the calling. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. You've heard the call, woken up, no longer looking for a solitary, stagnant life. You haven't just been taking the time to build your kingdom, making money, spending money. You have been doing all of the work, the soul work, the shadow work. This is beautiful, Aries. Well deserved. Okay. All right. All right, what does Aries need to know for those who are in a committed relationship? Whether fractured, whether going well, whether been for 1 day or 100 years. What does Aries need to know for their best and highest good about their committed relationship? Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. We have the 5 of Wands. And we have the 6 of Cups. Okay. All right. All right. So for those of you, Aries, who are in a long-term commitment, marriage, whatever that might look like for you, I feel like there's been some struggle, some strife, and you're longing for bygone days, for easier times, for when love was easier, when you first came together, maybe the honeymoon period, maybe daydreaming about how things could be. There's been some strife. There's been some heartache here. And some of you have been planting seeds and looking as to whether or not this is worth it. Is it worth your time? What are things going to look like in the future? Why do things need to change for some of you? And I think some of you are a bit tired of showing up for your relationship. Could also be roles reversed, that your partner has been wondering where you are, right? Working, committing to children, committing to projects. Have you been there? Have they been there for you? Where's the reciprocity? Right? Every relationship has struggles. Even this beautiful energy for the singles read. Doesn't matter what kind of soulmate you have. Everything starts beautiful in the beginning. And things start coming to light. We need to do the shadow work. That trauma has come out. Those words hurt me. Could be any number of things that we need to work through as we're healing and growing and our partner is healing and growing. So this 5 of Wands energy, the rope is taut, right? You're both fighting to be seen, fighting to be heard, fighting for each other's time, space, and love. That rope needs to have a little give in it, right? So one might pull, the other will go with it. So there's that equal give and take. Some of you have well mastered, as we talked about earlier, the self-awareness. You've got your negative thinking in check, and you probably already have some meditation practices. You probably already have some spiritual grounding things that you do to help you stay centered. And maybe it's your partner that doesn't. Maybe they're struggling. Or again, this could be vice versa. So there is an invitation to continue to be patient, okay? To continue to put the work in. Now, obviously, free will. You do what you want, but just reading what I feel like the cards are saying, it is worth the wait. It is worth seeing the fruit of your labor, of putting in that time and energy, because we know relationships are tough. They're hard, but they're beautiful and they're worth it. Okay, is there anything else that Aries needs to know about their committed relationship? Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles. So indeed, you, it's almost like an invitation to start anew. Some of you may be, maybe you will renew your vows if you got married. Maybe you will actually pop the question as a new beginning. Maybe you will move in together as a commitment, an act of commitment, of trust. Some of you may actually need to have that conversation about investing in yourself, investing in your relationship to see things grow together, right? Some of you need to do some practices together, whatever those might be. Maybe it's going for a walk, getting outside nature. Maybe it's setting some boundaries and saying, okay, when we get home from work, you can talk about work for 15 minutes and then we are going to move on. We're going to decompress and we're going to move on. Some of you, it's about creating new memories. So you need to try new things. If you feel like there's nothing new, it's stale, it's stagnant, he likes to do this, she likes to do that, and you just, there's that tug of war of not quite seeing eye to eye, you're totally opposites, then it's about trying some new things. Maybe go wine tasting, maybe take a cooking class, pick up a cookbook, from other countries and try new recipes. It could be any number of things, but you're being invited to take the seed of new ideas, to take the seed of enthusiasm, of hope, and put that to the relationship by bringing new life to it. And watch the blossoms grow. Watch the new memories occur. It's beautiful, Aries. All right, Aries, that is it for your love reading. I hope you found something beautiful, helpful here. Please leave a comment as to how one of these areas spoke to you, how it was an inspiration to you, and how can we pray for you? How can I encourage you? Thank you for being here, Aries. Have a great week and stay grounded.